My hair is curly this morning because I actually went to an Indian event last night and it was really fun. I feel like we should do those more often because my fiance is Indian, so forcing him to do these things because I don't have these things in my life. So Instagram is always going to be a platform where I'm going to have for a good chunk of my life and probably for the rest of my life. And my personal Instagram are my memories of what I've highlighted in my life, and I create small little videos so I can reminisce on them. And my business page is where I've built my business from scratch. And I have such a great supportive following on there, even though I don't have many followers. But when I started my business, I never cared about how big of a following my Instagram is gonna be. But my goal was to find people who will build good relationship with me, have great company with me, and great sessions with me. Because overall, I wanted to make other people feel confident about themselves. But Instagram has changed. There's so much pressure, and I want to explain to you why Instagram is still my forever, but sadly my efforts are slowly fading away. Hi there, and welcome back to Small Talk Sundays. If you don't know me yet, my name is Michelle and I'm a beauty entrepreneur and your YouTube girly talking all things beauty and business, so let's dive into it. So this one's gonna be an obvious one, which is too many algorithm changes in the platform. And I remember years ago, it was so simple and it was so easy to use. And I believe it was meant, Instagram was meant for photographers or for people who wanted to showcase their work on just a visual app. But obviously things have changed and people have been using it for personal reasons or for being a content creator. And now we have around 2.4 billion users using this app alone. And I guess Instagram realized, you know what, they can do so much more than just photos and visuals, and they started to create a lot of changes. And I guess Instagram realized that a lot of people were using their platforms and that they can do a lot more than just photos and videos. So in 2016, Instagram took a different approach. And then you start to realize that your feed was being prioritized to your interests versus your recent posts. And I believe this was such a huge game changer to content creators back then because it was basically showing their feed to people for free. And just keep in mind that we didn't have many content creators back then. We only had your true few. But then they had so many backlash that in 2022, they reintroduced an option to go back and users would have to manually change if they wanted to. But then a lot of people didn't like that because they wanted to see their friends only and they didn't want to see like what the algorithm was changing. And a lot of people weren't ready to adjust yet. So in 2022, Instagram took a lot of backlash into it. And what happened is that they reintroduced a new option for users so that they can opt to manually just seeing recent feeds versus based on your interest. And until this day, I actually haven't changed mine, even though I remember that time I was like actually really frustrated why they did that because I wasn't a content creator back then and I just wanted to see my friends and family. So Instagram's shift from a chronicle feed to an algorithm-driven one has frustrated many users. The platform now prioritizes content based on engagement rather than recency, and leading to complaints from posts from friends and favorite creators are often buried. And now, as a content creator, you have to do all these changes just to be on top. And you have to also learn to engage with other creators and do open collaborations. And on top of it, you also have to build relationships using likes, comments, shares, even direct messages. And overall, you have to be relevant. If you're not relevant within the first day or even the second day, your content gets very buried deep inside Instagram and you have to try again. And that's why you have to post 5 times a day because there's other competitors out there that are doing the exact same thing. And remember, it's not the same as before, that you actually have way more competition than you did like 5 years ago. Overall, Instagram's algorithm changes have significantly impacted how users experience the platform, shifting the focus from a simple chronicle feed to a more complex engagement-driven one. The changes have also created challenges for smaller creators and businesses, contributing to a sense of dissatisfaction among parts of the user base, which I will talk about in a second. And I want to expand on my business because on my business side, I am already feeling so behind. I've been doing it for 3 years, and I feel like it's so hard for me to just keep going. But the emphasis on highly created, picture-perfect content can be exhausting. Many users feel pressure to present an idealized version of themselves, leading to burnout and a desire for more authentic and less stressful platforms. And like I said, when it comes to too many algorithm changes, like if I miss a day of posting, I already feel way behind because I don't even know what the next trend is, or I have to find the next trend. I have to find the right audio. I have to see if something is working with me within that like one day. And I only had a window for the next couple days, because if my video didn't go viral, or if my followers didn't see it and other people didn't see it for the next couple days, then I have to do something a little bit more different the next day. And then I also had to switch, was like, okay, is posting gonna be relevant today? Is doing carousels gonna be relevant? Or is doing reels for the rest of it gonna be relevant for the next month? Because I feel like everyone is being shown on reels, but I can't really pinpoint that out. Or is my content just really that bad? So it was really frustrating, and it was really tiring for me, just because social media, as you know, is already kind of like a different job rather than the business that I'm actually creating. And if you're a business owner, as you know, you have many different hats that you're putting on, and it's taking a lot of time out of your day just to get to that level of satisfaction for yourself. And for me, because my studio is actually in downtown and I'm living like 40 minutes away, it's taking a lot of time out of me to do my social media and the content while eating right, while going to the gym, while taking care of myself. And then me having travel time, which is also like 40 minutes there and then 40 minutes back. And then depending how many clients I have throughout the day, I have to see if I have gaps in between. Do I take my laptop? So there's like a lot of considerations when it comes to doing Instagram and going to work. But for somebody who still loves using Instagram, don't lose any hope, because if you don't know it yet, Adam Missouri, who is actually the head of Instagram, said in an interview back then in June 10 of 2024 this year, has said the best way to share your content out there was to have people engage in it by sharing their content. So, you know, basically when you find like a funny, it's usually for me, it's like if you find like a funny post and you send it to your significant other, your friends, or something that's relatable to what you and your friends are talking about, you send it. So try to figure out a way to be relatable for a user so that they can share the content to their friends. But set aside the business portion, which I still have my personal Instagram, which is totally different, because on my personal Instagram, there's zero pressure for me. I don't have to post every day. I don't have to create stories. I just create little videos that me and my friends go, and I create it once in a while, like maybe once a month or so that I can just reminisce and like kind of look back on like what I've done with them. And I also love sharing memories with my friends. But today I kind of want to show you something a little bit different, and it's going to be email marketing. So if you're looking for an easy and beautiful way to connect with your clients and grow your business, I have something amazing for you today. I have been using Flowdesk for all of my email marketing, and let me tell you, it's been a game changer. Flowdesk has made it super simple to create stunning emails that really stand out with your customers' inboxes. There's no need for technical skills. You just drag and drop and you're ready to go. Whether you're sending out newsletters, promotions, and keeping in touch with your clients, Flowdesk has you covered. And the best part is that I've got an exclusive offer for you. When you sign up using my code, you'll get 50% off your first year. That's right. You can start sending beautiful emails for just half the price. Just click on the link down below and enter the code and watch your business take off. And Flowdesk is something I've been using for about a year now, and my clients always really love the feedback because it really shows that I'm taking a huge interest in my business and doing things that other smaller businesses don't really do. And now I am finally exploring other platforms. And as you can see, I still love content creating. I still love sharing my memories. I still love creating and sharing my thoughts and motivations and goals, or whatever my journey is as of today. And I'm currently shifting into long form content versus short form content. And you can kind of guess it, it's YouTube. YouTube has always been a platform where I always go to learn a specific thing, or if I wanted to listen to a topic, there's always somebody out there that is vocalizing it. And what else I love about the platform is that there's no rush into it. I just have to take my time. So it's like a great daily thing that I like to listen to every morning. And YouTube also kind of aligns of like the things that I wanted to do back then when I was like trying to find a career in during high school, because I've always loved the idea of teaching and sharing my knowledge to somebody. And low-key, I remember saying to myself that if I was smart enough, I would take all the knowledge and experiences and I would become a college or university professor, so that I can teach the next generation of what I know through whatever I've gone through, and to have like a bigger journey for them to realize that there's like so much more that they can do when they're growing up. And just hopefully that overall that somebody can learn from you. And I believe like YouTube really has those values that I kind of wanted to pursue back then. But overall, in my eyes, like YouTube has become more positive than negative. And with still being around the same as Instagram, you still have around 2.4 billion users using this platform. It's also the second largest platform search engine, competing with Google. And I believe that the content searchability is actually being well seen and it's being well optimized. And your content doesn't have to be the latest trend, but videos can attract new users even after it's been a while since it's uploaded, which can keep generating all the time. And I can keep going on why YouTube has been more positive than negative, but one goal in mind is monetization. And I feel like I have a bigger chance of being monetized on this platform versus me doing Instagram or any other platforms. But YouTube aside, there's also another platform that I've been doing, and it's Threads. Threads has actually been a really good platform for me. And I remember when Twitter came out, I actually didn't use it as much as I do with Threads now, because I just wasn't interested back then. And overall, recently, Threads has been such a great experience for me. And I remember when Instagram launched a new type of Twitter, I was like, oh my god, no, not another update again. But then I like download it on my business side and I was like, okay, I'll use it for a little bit, but it kind of died off somewhere down the line. And I think a few months later, I started going back on it and I started reading, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I do like sharing my thoughts on here because it's just like 1 or 2 sentences. And I want to share you a really great example of like why it's such a good platform to use right now. So recently my Threads has been on my business page and I don't have many followers, but I have exactly around 224 followers as of today. And it's so funny because this week I actually created a post which was a food for thought post, I guess. It had nothing to do with my business, but something I was just thinking about. And the question was, how many hours does it take you to make $50? And for this thread, I got over 40,000 views and counting as of today, which gave me 28 likes, but 188 engagements, so comments, and then 1 share. And you can kind of see like Threads is a little bit more powerful right now because the algorithm is fresh and the app is fresh, so you're able to put your content out there without letting it get buried. And also, if you've been on that platform, you can kind of see how the algorithm is working for you and it's not actually going against you. And the funny thing is that I've actually created friends on Threads, which is crazy because I actually don't do that on my Instagram. I created clients that found me and I do services for locally, but I've never actually created friends online. And Threads to me is that there's no pressure to be perfect, but you have a voice and your voice is being heard to people who want to listen to it. And also in the community of Threads, there's actually a lot more encouragement and a lot more support that you find versus your actual Instagram business. And I just mentioned this really briefly that YouTube is something that I want to be monetized in, but Instagram actually just makes me no money at all. And I have not made 1 single penny from Instagram. So I'm a Canadian content creator and I know there's a lot of limitations when it comes to making money on Instagram versus other platforms. And also that if I wanted to become a full-time creator, I have to explore other options and I have to explore my other platforms, which would be more beneficial for me. But there are a few things I've noticed when it comes to monetization on Instagram. It's that the monetization is very limited. and that ad revenues are not available, and IG doesn't directly share ad revenue with creators. And I feel like with Instagram, you have to really rely on brand deals, which my business isn't something that can really benefit me because it mostly relies on in-person training or services. And it's dependent on follower counts. And I feel like when you do end up reaching brand deals, a lot of them want you to have a minimum of 10,000 followers. Or you can even do the UGC route. It's definitely something I'm not looking to do while I'm running my lash business. Even though Instagram hasn't actually paid me on their app, they have indirectly shown me that I have relevance in my business. Now that I have a steady set of people that I can see, I'm able to slow down and continue doing YouTube contents. And Instagram is still making my business operate because it's still an accessible platform for my clients to use and for them to reach out to me. And as long as I'm posting something maybe like once a day or every few days, people still know that I'm an active business. And there are definitely more reasons I pulled back on Instagram, but I just wanted to highlight these kind of 4 keynotes. But Instagram has really been taking a backseat for me, but I feel like the ads aren't really being as visible to more audiences as they were before unless you pay more into the app, which also ties in with more competition out there. And being number 1 for a hot minute doesn't seem as appealing anymore as it did before. And Instagram's algorithm for small creators have been suppressed, which is a lot harder for a lot of businesses to grow organically without paying ads on ads and ads and ads. But definitely don't be discouraged on using the platform because I am still going to be using it and it's still going to be my forever. And I have to really open my mind where it's like, it's only one platform. There are so many more platforms out there, which I am happy that I'm exploring it now than later. But Instagram is still a great platform to cross-reference your other content that you want to share. But definitely for this video, it is just my opinion. This is just what I've been feeling about Instagram and why I am going to other platforms. But what do you think? Have you been feeling the same way or is it just me? But thanks for watching my video, and if you like my content, you can like and subscribe. Okay, but if you are still here, I want to share something with you because last week I was actually on TikTok. So on TikTok, I have just a little bit of over 1,000 followers, so I'm able to go live. So it's so funny to me that TikTok is also a platform that I didn't talk about on this video, but I've been going on live for like a few days and it was just something I wanted to do for fun. But there are so many people that actually gifted me like a lot of those like little gifts, even though they're not worth a lot. But that platform has been able to give me a little bit more money than it is for me from Instagram, which I thought was really crazy because I was like, wow, I didn't even know that this was really an option for me, or like, why would I go live? It's kind of like embarrassing. But as I'm exploring the other platforms, TikTok is something that could be on my mind one day. Okay, let me take a step for this because I feel like my little 2 plants, I really like them. My fiddle plant is really loving it. And I forgot what this one was called, but it starts with a PH.